welcome back. Got another bug gun review for you. This one, as the title might give away, might be the best bug gun. I know I've said that before, but this might be it. And that is the SIG P365 Macro XL, or what I'm calling the Macro XL. It's the macro upper with the Icarus Precision XL frame. I got a lot to tell you about this one. I'm liking it so far, but let's take a look at a few more stages. We'll come back, look at the tabletop or over the tabletop, see it fit in the box. It does fit in the box. Had a lot of questions about that. Yeah, and we'll answer the question: is the P365 Macro XL the best bug gun?
Stand by.
So here we are over the top of the gun in the box, or not in the box. We're going to put it in the box. So it is a bit of a tight fit. That's where the base pads come in. But as you can see, it fits in the box just fine. There is a magazine in it for all those who say, hey, you got to put a magazine in that. Yeah, I know. It's a trimmed down magazine. It's right there. It does, it scrapes the edges of the box, but it can. I don't know if you can see it, but there's no width issue. Like we can get a straight edge over that. I kind of wish that IDPA would go back to having a lid so we could compress the lid and do all that stuff with it, but it is what it is. In terms of weight, I don't know how if you guys are going to be able to see this on there or not. It's too small of a view for me to be able to tell. But this is 25.3 ounces. The bug limit is 26 ounces. So we are, we've got 0.7 to find somewhere to make up for it. But those are the specifications. The barrel length is 3.1, so we're under 3.5 for bug division. So it fits in the box. It makes weight. I guess the only other consideration is that it's concealed, but that's on me on match day. So yeah, let's take a look at a few more stages and we'll come back with the pros and cons.
Stand by. If you're finished, I'm going to choke here. If they're hammer.
All right, guys, so those are the stages. As you can see, there wasn't too many problems. I was down 0 for the whole match. It was a relatively close shooting match. I was the match director. It's our annual bug gun thing. I didn't want to punish people with a bunch of far shots, so most of the stuff I've shot, when I've shot this gun at distance, it's been in my own practice. But anyway, let's get into the pros and cons, because I got a lot of stuff to tell you. First pro, this gun has got the macro designed, or macro when it came out on the when SIG made it, it came out on the macro, and that is the expansion chamber slide. The power factor for bug division is 95. I've never loaded any 9mm that low, but when IDPA changed the power factor of CCP division, which is another division that I shoot and enjoy, to 105, I thought, like, you know what, I am going to make a load that's a little bit lower and see how it does. So I have 105 power factor ammo, comes in at about 108, so I'm not too close to the edge. But shooting that in this, the first, I don't remember which stage it was in there, but you can see it on the stage when it's the first stage, because I fired the gun and it took me a second because I was like taken aback, And it wasn't because it was like cumbersome. It was because I thought like that's way too light. Like maybe there's a squib in there. I don't know. But the gun cycled, so I hit another one. I was like, oh no, this is just how this is. There's like no recoil to this thing. So a pretty awesome and fun way to go. It's like shooting an open gun. I mean, you get the reciprocating slide, but yeah, it's like shooting a little tiny open gun, which was super cool. Pro number 2, I was able to get a light on it. We'll talk about that in the pros or the cons section. But you know, at Worlds this year there was a low light stage. I don't know if that's going to be, when I first started shooting IDPA, almost every major had a low light stage, but it kind of went away. I haven't seen it too much, but they have one at Worlds this year, and I'm putting lights on everything just in case I run into that again, because having a light on the gun at Worlds was totally clutch for that stage, for that one moment. Definitely another pro. Little guns are easier to shoot appendix carry, and that's how I carry day to day. So a side benefit to that is that I don't have to wear a vest anymore. I don't really have a big issue wearing the vest, but I don't know. It just feels more natural, more like, because I don't conceal carry, you know, wearing a vest or wearing a jacket. You know, for a long time I was pocket carrying because I found myself in this like cycle where I didn't want to have a gun on my hip or on my back, not my back, but you know, like for me being a lefty, it would be like the 7 o'clock position, because I was sitting on it and it was hurting my back. And so I ended up like carrying around like an LCP. And I found myself, because I just had one, found myself doing that more. And I always knew, like, I feel undergunned. I feel like I'm not capable enough with this. So then, you know, I thought, I'm going to give this appendix thing a try. I gave it a try. I thought it would be harder for me because I carry weight up front. A lot of us guys do. But it works. And so I'm really liking that. Another fringe benefit to that. So I used the Glock 43X for this. But I shot it at the Silver State Championship in Vegas. And I just used my normal jersey to cover it up. And when I would lift my jersey to draw the gun from appendix, most times the shirt stayed higher than my magazines. So now I'm like running stages with mags exposed, which after the buzzer, I mean, they have to be concealed, you know, at the buzzer, but there's nothing saying they can't be exposed after that. So another fringe benefit of shooting little guns and running them in appendix. And somebody could probably, like, I tried to shoot one of the big guns appendix, and it felt so uncomfortable. By the 3 stages in, I was ready to be done for the day. But this, I can do it all day. I get nearly a full hand on this gun. I mean, pretty much a full hand. I will lose, like, I can't drop the mag. I have to move my hand a little bit to drop the mag. But once it's out, I can put the mag or my hand back where my grip is and insert a mag without pinching myself. So that's pretty awesome. Another pro, maybe this isn't for everybody, but it is very nearly my carry gun. So I carry a 365 X, so that's the same barrel length, that's the same grip length. I don't have a light on my carry gun yet because I haven't found a holster maker that I really like that will do it. Maybe the Lag Tactical, like I'm going to talk about. Yeah. So, but I mean, for all intents and purposes, this is the same gun that I carry. You know, the expansion chamber on here, okay, whatever, but it's the same sights. I didn't change the sights. I used to be a big fan, still am, of the Dawson, red fiber optic front, blacked out rear. These are blacked out enough. You can see the little circle where the tritium is, but they're the X-Ray 3 night sights that come in all SIG P365s. And I started running these in competition because I want to do more in IDPA the way that I do my carry guns, the way I carry my carry guns. So yeah, that's about all I have for the pros. I can't stress enough how easy this thing is to shoot with the 105 power factor ammo. But I really like the idea of getting a little practice with my carry guns in and not breaking my wrists off shooting hollow points or something. The cons, strictly for gaming purposes, the reloading for this thing is a little bit more difficult. So to get this to fit the box, this is just a regular 365 9mm magazine, but you have to kind of sand down this front lip in order to get it to fit in the box. So it fits like this. The normal mag comes out just a little bit farther than that. It prevents it from fitting in the box with sights on it. But I'd rather have sights than a mag base plate, so I trim that. The reloads because of this, I don't know if it's because of that, I guess. But I feel like I'm not getting as good a purchase on it with these little base plates and with them trimmed in particular. Maybe that's just my own perception. The mags are smaller. I do feel like something like a Glock 26 or the H&K P30SK is a little bit easier to reload because the mags are a little bit bigger, or maybe I have better mag pouches. So that might be something to work on in the future, a little bit better mag pouches. Mag pouch availability, like, I don't know, maybe people are finding them from some other place that I'm not, but I found some on Amazon that work, but they're not like the best thing. So number 2, no MB slide release. I've gone over this over and over again. I decided to include it in the cons. It is not that big of a deal for the match. I was able to, with the slide forward reloads in IDPA, most of the time I can figure out a way to do slide forward reloads throughout the stage. So that's not that big of a deal, but at least once in a match I have to do a slingshot reload. But that's not the end of the world if I can fit it into a place where I'm moving, a good distance. It won't make any difference at all. Probably the most significant con is that this frame is not the frame as you would get it from Icarus Precision. So the beaver tail is longer from Icarus Precision, and it will not fit in the box. So I have a good friend, Josh, who I did a terrible job. I just took a Dremel and shaved down the back of it, and I was like, yeah, I'll figure this out at some point. I'll pay somebody to refinish it. He came over to my house, and I showed him what I was doing, and he was like, "You're an idiot," and he took it from me. But he did so well with it that you can't really tell that it didn't come that way. Like, he refinished the whole thing for me, but it looks like it was manufactured that way. But Josh did all that. I'm not capable of doing that myself, and so like I said, it's a pretty significant con that if you want to do this, you're going to have to know somebody or be somebody that can do that, which I am not. And like I said, he refinished the whole thing for me. He does both things. He knows his way around trimming aluminum and refinishing guns, so it worked out. Number 4, holsters are hard to find, especially for the Icarus frame. They have speed ledges on both sides, and if you want to use this, whatever light you're going to use, if you can find a different one that's not this, I'll be surprised, because I could not find a light that fit on this gun and fit in the box, other than this is the Olight Valkyrie Mini something or other. But as far as lights go, it turns on, so that's good. But I have heard horror stories about Olight, but that just is what it is. The holster for it is a Lag Tactical, so this is the only holster I was able to find for it. Appendix, Lag Tactical, they made it for me. It took, it's a custom made holster, so it took a while for them to get it to me. That's not the end of the world. I can wait, but that just is what it is. The holster availability, when you're getting something into something as specific as what this build is, you're going to have somebody make it, or if you're clever enough, make it yourself. Like I said before, the Olight is the only light that I could get to fit into the box. So I'd rather have like a TLR7 or something, but they won't fit in the box. So that sucks. Number 6, this is kind of getting down into the weeds with it. But this is, on my side of from my trigger finger, this gas pedal, it kind of like when I'm indexing my finger or moving around, like sometimes like because usually I'll come straight down and onto the trigger and my finger kind of gets caught on stage. The one where I was going back and forth, you can kind of see it when I draw on that one, like my finger just kind of goes and gets stuck like that for a second. And it's not the end of the world. It's just when you're in the middle of shooting and you're like, I want my finger on the trigger, and it's not. It's kind of strange. 7, shooting at distance is kind of an unknown for me with this gun right now. Like I've shot in matches with it out to like 15 yards, and I can reliably hit zeros. But a lot of these big matches, like if you're gonna go shoot Worlds or Nationals or the Rocky Mountain Regional, one of those big matches, you're going to be shooting farther than 15 yards. So I would really want to know what it's doing at that distance, or what I'm doing with it at that distance. So that's really it for this guy, you know. And so the question that we came here to answer was, is this the best P365, or is the P365 Macro XL the best bug build ever? I don't know. I'm still of two minds about it. So in terms of specifications for bug division and the bug box, yeah, I don't think you're going to do much better than this. In terms of weight, we're right at the weight limit. In terms of gas pedal, we've got it should you want it. Not that taming recoil in 9mm, especially at the 105 power factor and the expansion chamber, is anything difficult. But it is a good place to put your, you know, to index your grip and know, like, yeah, I'm right where I need to be. The extended magazine release. The only real, I mean, like, you know, there's a number of cons in here that I noted. The only thing that I really would like to see different in bug division in general is just you know, gosh, a 1/4 inch, maybe a 1/2 inch on grip, and then we're there for a full grip. But so I'll say, in specifications for rules, yes, I think this is, as bug division currently is, this is probably the best build that you could possibly do. There is one company, Sharps Brothers, who makes a little bit fatter of a grip. I wouldn't have minded trying that first, but I had already made this one by the time I even found out about those. So it wouldn't be any heavier. It would be about the same as this. In terms of, so I'll answer this question, no, that it's not necessarily the best in terms of, you know, people are going to make fun of me for using this term. For the spirit of the game, or like carry gun, your carry gun ideals, like we're you know, we're going over the top with trimming aluminum and flashlights and expansion chambers on these things. Like, it's a little over the top. Like, it's not my carry gun. Like, ideally, you know, I should probably just take the one I carry and shoot that. But part of the game is having fun, and the other, you know, it's just fun to take these rules to the limits of their logic. Like, this is what you said I can do to this gun, or the limit of what I can do to this gun, so I'm going to take it to that limit. And that's just kind of fun. So is it the most ideal in terms of, like, I only shoot my carry guns at IDPA? No. But is it meet every specification of the bug rules? Yeah, it does. That's it for this one, guys. The next big match for me is going to be the Western Washington Regional. That's open for registration now. I got a full year planned out. I wasn't thinking I was going to shoot that many majors this year, but I went and looked at all of the stuff I've signed up for, and I'm probably going to have a pretty full year again. IDPA just announced Nationals, which is going to be 16 August in Talladega again. So yeah, if you have the time and the means, check out our website, which is www.dz-214.com, where you can donate to all the charities that we sponsor. We sure appreciate that, and we'll see you on the next one.